You have been granted the power to use any weapon imaginable. What is your choice?
Dango!
Karn!
I'm sorry, who edited this trailer together? Cotton?
Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's happening. What's happening? Update is happening. Which update? The second. What's happening to do with it? A new trailer, and my god. Well, it's not just another new monster, it's a whole other new type of monster, and haha, we're gonna get to that. But first, I only have one thing to say.
Bubbles!
But let's not jump ahead of ourselves as we start from, as is appropriate, the beginning. Yes, indeed, we actually get the Infernal Springs back as a map of interest, let's say, and it is interesting to a Mr. Tigrex who is about to know the definition of pain. Good, clean, soapy pain, but pain all the same, as we meet a new Mizutsune, Violet. His name, and that is one brilliant ring of fire. And yes, it is a fire Mizutsune, which is quite the swap from the thunder bubble we were all predicting, but the idea of a liquid soap becoming liquid fire, and indeed, of course, it is violet fire akin to the color scheme, is absolutely genius, and I am exceedingly hyped for this new rare species. Also, the bubbles home like missiles. Let me just say that again. The bubbles fire at you like missiles after floating for a while. That is incredible. It's also at this point, I should say, that I might sound a little bit different, or that this little bit of coverage might be lacking certain bells and whistles, and that's because I am currently not at home, so I am on a mobile setup, and, well, that limits even my abilities. But what it doesn't limit is Capcom's ability to make ridiculously badass monsters, and this is probably one of the most unique ways I have ever seen fire being used, in the sense that they have literally given this Mizutsune liquid soap flame, and that is truly exciting. We get a little bit more on good old Flaming Espinas doing Flaming Espinas things, including his massive charge-up Nova, which is, I cannot wait for that to one-shot me, as I'm sure it will. Then a confirmation I'm sure we're all very excited about. It is layered weapons. They were surely going to arrive, and I'm glad they have done sooner rather than later. Though again, I do love that all 5 examples here are hunters going, I don't want my badass piece of equipment. I want to hit things with teddy bears, paper, a dog gun, dango, and corn. That's the hunting for me. And you know what? They know us so well, it's kind of scary. Oh, that's very, very good, though, and should add a lot of visual customization for us all going forward. And I know it's something we've all really wanted for a while, so yes. More event quests coming, Monkey and Crab, a classic combination, and new armor rewards to go along with them, and they are looking great. The kind of steampunky clockwork armor from Iceborne returns, along with what looks to be a dolphin crown, so someone has skinned that little dolphin endemic life, which I feel really bad for. Don't tell Chiche. And then we get something very interesting. Paid DLC weapon skins, which is certainly a first, at least in my recollection, and primarily to begin with, they look awesome. They like form out of nothing, the light glowing as they become these blue lined black blades with the gold and white tinge. Yeah, I am a big fan of them aesthetically, the Lost Code weapon set. It is of course certainly interesting to see DLC weapon skins, but at the same time, it's kind of fine. We have DLC armor skins and they're always fantastic and well received, and well, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just cool to have an option to add a bit of snazz to your weaponry if you want to pay for it. Of course, it's just layered, so it doesn't actually affect the game in any way, and in the face of constant massive free title updates, I mean, sure, fair enough, go for it. They really do look badass. And a smattering of other stuff too, as is customary. And then, the big one. A brand new Chameleos, though not unique to Chameleos, it would seem. This is our first Risen monster. Think of this as frenzy apexes, monsters that have taken control, mastered, and acclimatized to the afflicted status and made it their own power, gaining new moves, more damage, I assume more health, and generally just being an absolute right nuisance. Think of it of Arch-Tempered on steroids if you've only played World and Iceborne, and it is very exciting. Not only does he look super cool with like the lines on him almost like scarring, little tinge like he's been slightly burnt, like it really cost him a lot to fight off and control the affliction, but it answers the question of what happens to Elder Dragons. Can they be afflicted? Can they not? Well, the question is answered, and they can, but they will master it and become stronger than ever in their own right, and I think Chameleos is a genius first choice, as he deserves a stronger form, and he is such a fun, quirky fight and monster. This is intimidating, and it is a lovely idea. As I said, it is essentially Arch-Tempered or Apex Frenzy, but taken up to 11, and I'm all for it. And yes, they do have their own armor set to the Risen monsters, so very much Arch-Tempered-y. That is exciting and that is important. It would have felt kind of Apexy if they didn't get their own armor sets, a little bit anticlimactic, but they do, and that's super cool to see what crazy skills we're going to get on them. So the other question is, will we see other Risen Elder Dragons? Which will it be? That is super exciting, and I can't wait for the future as they get harder and harder and ramp up past Chameleos. A new set of afflicted monsters, of course, to get to, and that's nice to see. We finally get Rajang and Basil and Gore, and basically everything that's not an Elder Dragon that's left, except, I guess, Furious Rajang, and I am very much enthused towards the hunting of them. And then we get a little bit of a confirmation for Title Update 3, which is now late November, as nebulous as Title Update 2 was, except now we know that Title Update 2 is September 29th, so we have a release date there, which is very, very cool. So perhaps late November means like 28th onwards of November if it matches Title Update 2. In any case, a few little extra tidbits of information. The Risen monsters, or at least Risen Chameleos, I have to imagine there's going to be more than one. It's weird to just do Chameleos. Risen seems like its whole category, but in any case, he requires Master Rank 110. So if you're not there, I would seriously consider getting your grind on. Also makes me terrified for just how challenging the Risen monsters will be if that's the requirement. In any case then, guys, that is kind of everything. A really promising update. Both Flaming Espinas and Violet Mizutsune look incredible fights. I love the Infernal Springs. I love the Liquid Fire. Risen is a fantastic system and a really cool way to use Afflicted with Elder Dragons while still paying respect to how powerful Elder Dragons are, and then just the promise of even more content to come. It is a good time to be a Monster Hunter fan. For now then, like if you enjoyed this, let me know what you think, subscribe for more, consider supporting the future of this channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.